how the housing market is affecting first-time buyers.
Then, check out the newest addition to a local board game shop.
Finally, see what the locals want from their new mayor.
All this and more on the Omaha News.
Good afternoon, I'm Grace Huffstetler.
And I'm Andrew Smith. The prospect of first-time home ownership is a topic of anxiety for many, with the consensus among younger people fearing they may never get the opportunity. Reporter Sean Keating takes an inside look at navigating the market for first-time buyers.
Freedom, self-actualization, and comfort are all core to the American dream. Yet increasingly competitive markets outpacing supply and pervasive affordability problems may have shaken many's faith in this adage. These are the issues that plague the housing market today. As in Omaha alone, the median sale price for homes in 2025 had surged 3% over the previous year. For Sarah Clanton, buying her first home was a consequential learning experience.
There was a huge curve in the beginning, just not understanding everything they're saying. But it was intense. There's a lot of people out there looking for houses. Definitely still very competitive. You have to have your finances set up and ready to go. I mean, everything you have to have ready to go. The second you don't have something ready to go, someone's going to outbid you and someone's going to get it above you.
Being a first-time home buyer can be overwhelming. Managing credit scores, coordinating with agents, negotiating with the banks, and of course, competing with customers at properties like here, and here. But there are options to lessen the burden. Where's the house?
FHA loans remain the most prevalent forms of home buying assistance. Ashley Soom of Berkshire Hathaway makes it a point to provide her clients with alternative programs.
In Nebraska, we have our NIFA loans, and it's the Nebraska Investment Finance Authority. You have to qualify. So a lot of first-time homebuyers will qualify for that NIFA loans. There is a new grant that comes out every year. That grant opens up March 3rd.
For the Omaha News, I'm Sean Keating.
Jumping into the housing market headfirst can be a daunting experience, but with a well-established relationship with an agent, strict budgeting, and a willingness to take advantage of loans and grants, you may just be a home buyer before you know it.
Coffee and D&D might be a better pair than you think. A Cafe Monster is a local store that hosts games and now serves coffee. Tune in as I take you inside to learn more. Cafe Monster is a local game store on 84th and Center that recently added a coffee shop. While the store itself has been around for 2 years, the coffee shop was opened last October. Having coffee within a game store was part of the original plan, but co-owner and store manager Patrick Holmes says building space was their biggest hurdle.
When we were originally having the conversations about opening the shop, we wanted to do obviously the cafe at the same time, but just things didn't work out, like I said kind of previously, like for the space.
The coffee shop took 8 months to complete, but it had to be redone due to a contractor's error and cost the store $13,000. Holmes said they paid it off by pulling a special trading card that was worth the exact amount. Whether you're stopping in for a quick browse or you're here to set up a game with your friends, the coffee shop at Cafe Monster is a welcome addition, here to fulfill any craving you have to get your game on. Cafe Monster prides themselves in providing a welcoming environment, quality drinks, and tasty food. The baristas, such as Aaron, are given creative freedom to make specialty drinks for their menu.
If you have an idea for a drink, we can try it out and we can maybe put it on the menu. So it's encouraged to be creative and try new things.
Holm is passionate about offering lots of options to customers and wants to expand the store even further.
Why not give people 20 options? Why not let them have sodas? Why not let them have energy drinks, monsters, you know what I mean? Just give them everything.
Cafe Monster regularly posts on their Facebook and Instagram about new drinks, new stock, and events for various games and competitions.
The race for Omaha's mayoral seat is intensifying as the April 1st primary election deadline approaches. There are 4 eager candidates. Reporter Andrew Coughlin has a scoop.
Things are heating up as the election for Omaha's next mayor draws ever closer. With under 3 months remaining until the May 13th primary, many are wondering who will be chosen to lead Omaha into 2025 and beyond. The candidates this year include Democrats John Ewing and Jasmine Harris, as well as Republicans Mike McDonnell and incumbent Gene Stahart. The Omaha Press Club will be hosting the chief debate of the election on March 11th, with viewing open to the public. The candidates are eager to get a pulse on issues affecting the people of Omaha and provide assurance that they can be the agent of change that Omaha needs.
So we hit the streets of Omaha to see how voters are feeling about the upcoming mayoral election and the issues that might be on their mind.
One issue that comes to mind is road maintenance. I think there's a lot of roads, especially kind of in this area by campus where there's lots and lots of potholes.
The potholes are getting ridiculous.
There's potholes every day on my commute. There seems to always be construction with marginal progress.
If there were like bike lanes or just generally like more walkability in Omaha, I would really appreciate that. I think that's a really nice thing for like the environmental impact of a city and just like mental health.
Everything is construction.
With the election just around the corner, voters will soon decide who will lead Omaha into the future. No matter the outcome, one thing is certain: the race is shaping up to be one to watch.
Coming up, we explore a writing competition for your young viewers in middle school.
Then we give you the latest on the new state poet.
Create. Perform. Communicate. College of Communication, Fine Arts, and Media.
The University of Nebraska at Omaha's bookstore is home to more than books. The UNO bookstore accommodates all students' needs with phone and laptop repairs at the iFix UNO station or free residence hall delivery. The bookstore, located in the Milevale Student Center, is full of Maverick merchandise. Find sweatshirts for chilly Nebraska days or cozy UNO mugs for every coffee fix. Shop anytime at unobookstore.com.
Nearly 3,000 student athletes competing in 19 varsity sports from 9 institutions. Compete for nationally ranked teams to become academic All-Americans and NCAA champions. Nearly 100,000 students and more than 800,000 alumni celebrate their schools as they rise to reach the summit. The Summit League, where tomorrow's leaders reach the summit today.
Good curling.
Area middle school students are invited to unleash their creativity in the annual Virginia Frank Writing Contest. Reporter Yoakum says it's sponsored by the Friends of the Omaha Public Library.
The contest is open 5th through 8th grade students residing in Douglas and Sarpy counties. Participants may attend public, private, parochial, or home schools. Friends of the Omaha Public Library board member Bridget West talks about the eligibility requirements for students.
The Virginia Frank Writing Contest showcased the talents of local area students. Short story based on a character of a book that they've read, and they basically can either take it in a new direction. It has to be a completely original work of fiction.
Each entry is carefully evaluated by 2 judges per grade level, experts with educational backgrounds who use a formal rubric to ensure a fair and thorough review of every story. Former winner of the Virginia Frank Writing Contest, Nora Barth, shares what it's like to be recognized for her work.
I think the most rewarding part of it is to have like an actual like they sent me in the mail an envelope with like a little like certificate in it, and just having like a physical or like more tangible representation of like, hey, you're a writer, you did this, we enjoyed what you wrote kind of thing.
The contest not only highlights creativity, but also critical thinking and empathy, qualities Virginia Frank embodied throughout her life. This year's winners will be celebrated at UNO's Barbara White's Community Engagement Center. For the Omaha News, I'm Peyton Yoakum.
If you know a 5th to 8th grader, let them know they have a day left to submit their stories. For information on how to submit your work, visit the Omaha Public Library's website.
Writing poetry at the request of public officials like Omaha Mayor Gene Stothert, Congressman Don Bacon, and Governor Jim Pillen is one of the roles of the Nebraska poet. Reporter Ashton Kay says for our recently selected poet, shining in the public spotlight is simply all in the family.
Just last month, Nebraska appointed a new state poet, Jewel Rogers.
Make of my back a book spine. And maybe
if you don't know what a state poet is, don't worry. You might be familiar with the term poet laureate. There's a national poet laureate, and every state has their own poet laureate. Nebraska, being the exception that it often tends to be, instead has what is called a state poet. Matt Mason, the former Nebraska state poet, says that the role is essentially the same.
John G. Nyhart is our poet laureate, and he's still our poet laureate because the state legislature named him that in perpetuity.
Mason said that one of his goals was to make poetry more accessible to more people. This involved his project to do a poetry event in every county in Nebraska, in public libraries, theaters, and other places.
We're kind of taught sometimes that poetry is something more complicated or more lofty, that poetry is supposed to be smarter than us, and it's not.
Jewel Rogers, the new state poet, is still in the early phases of this transition.
I haven't adjusted yet, but I'm very grateful. Perhaps by the summer, I'll be a little more well-adjusted.
Rogers stated that her project as the state poet involves 3 parts.
The first part is I would like to host 5 showcases within the 3 congressional districts in Nebraska. The second part is that I would like to have a small poetic exchange program. And then the third is simply some sort of regular meeting to do logistical stuff, like the boring, mundane things that we all don't want to do, which is like press the button, submit the work, proofread the thing, you know?
For the Omaha News, I'm Ashton Kay.
Daughter of Heisman Trophy winner Johnny Rogers. She will serve as the state poet until 2029. Back to you in the studio.
Coming up on the Omaha News, learn how one man brings together retro filmmaking.
Then learn about Blue Barn's upcoming show. All this and more on the Omaha News. The prompter wasn't tears.
There seems to be like really this gathering right here, really great minds and really great ideas.
I think it's a great moment, to teach a UNO student.
Being here, I get like a jump start on my journalism career.
I found a lot of people that are interested in like the same things as me.
Sort of a lifetime changing career for me and the best way it could happen.
I never thought I'd be standing in the clouds looking down on the ancient ruins of the Incan Empire. I never thought I'd live among the street artists in Valparaiso. I never thought I'd make friends that would last a lifetime.
Adventure's out there, and as Mavericks, it's up to us to find it.
Stop thinking, start doing. Visit educationabroad.unomaha.edu.
The 13th Floor magazine is a student-run campus literary journal that features poetry, creative nonfiction, fiction, microfiction, screenplay, and visual art from UNO students, alumni, faculty, and staff. It is produced by the students in the Writers' Workshop Literary Magazine course. New issues of the magazine are published every spring with a public launch party to celebrate its release.
Welcome to Spotlight Omaha, the special feature that showcases the local arts, culture, and entertainment around the Omaha metro area. Good afternoon, I'm Abigail Gosek, and today we're talking about the film arts and live performances within the local community. There's a growing group of hobbyists embracing film photography, and it seems some are right here in Omaha. A new workshop at the Union for Contemporary Art is helping locals hone their skills before slipping into the darkroom.
Film photography once seemed to be a lost art, with industry giants such as Kodak nearly collapsing as they failed to adapt to a new digital world. Now, they're upgrading factories to meet demand that's doubled in the last 5 years for film. Local photographer Brock Stillmugs teaches the Intro to Film Cameras workshop at the Union, covering everything from loading film to using a light meter.
When you pull that piece of film out of the tank for the first time and you see all of the images and you're like, wow, this actually works. But you can only experience that the one time, and so every time I teach it, I get to experience it a little bit when they do it themselves.
Attendee Leah Heil said one reason she became interested in film was because she wanted to capture life in a different way than how her iPhone typically does.
I was kind of hesitant because it's a little bit of an expensive hobby and it's intimidating as well, and so I just didn't know how to get started, I guess, but I was really excited when I saw the class here.
In the first hands-on session held February 6th, attendees practiced portrait photography and toured the Union's darkroom. Technician and communications director Harrison Martin said it's one of 5 co-op studios available to members who can enroll for as little as $15 a month or request a scholarship if cost is a barrier.
People in those darkroom workshops have asked about camera workshops specifically, or wanting to get more hands-on knowledge of how to operate the camera before they start developing their own film.
Heil is renting a vintage camera similar to this one from the Union for $10 a week. She says the welcoming atmosphere is going to keep her coming back.
I feel like I could pick up a film camera now and know what the buttons mean.
For the Omaha News, I'm Andrew Smith. Now smile.
Stillmugs also teaches introductory and intermediate darkroom courses each month at the Union. He says there's creativity in everyone, and the medium of film just happens to spark his. We should note the Union fired 5 employees yesterday who claimed their firings were due to unionizing efforts. Executive Director Lakeisha Green said in a statement that any firings were part of a larger restructuring effort. UNO Theater's newest production, the New Ways, New Works Festival, is kicking off their 2nd week. Come with me as I walk through the festival. The New Ways, New Works Festival is open to anyone who wishes to attend. The 2-week-long festival casts a spotlight on creativity, performance, and the UNO School of the Arts. The festival is also the latest collaboration between the Math Pantry and UNO Theater. Donations of canned goods or pantry items can be used for admission to any event in the festival. Theater Unit Coordinator Jennifer Sheshko-Wood says the festival provides students involved with a way to experience different aspects of art and theater.
So it was a way to see how our students could see their skills in the other areas of communications, of music, of art and art history, of Writers' Workshop.
The New Ways New Works Festival is helping the theater in the Weber Fine Arts Building.
The festival hosts different events each night. The festival's 2nd week will feature poetry, improv, cabaret, and a play-in-a-day performance. Events begin Thursday and run through Sunday. Production stage manager Kane Ingram says working on the festival is challenging but rewarding.
It's been a lot of fun, making sure everything works out and that everything runs as smoothly as we can.
One of the events guests can expect is a performance of the new play 4 a.m. Friends, written by UNO adjunct professor Charlene Donahue. Performer Emily Rothansel says the new play is exciting to be involved in.
That has been a wonderful process of bringing words that have never been spoken or haven't been on their feet before to life.
For the Omaha News, I'm Abigail Gosek. UNO students can use their math card for free entry. Additionally, standard tickets are also available for purchase. History isn't just something we read about, it's something we inherit, and sometimes it takes storytelling to bring it to the surface. That's exactly what Blue Barn Theater's latest production, Appropriate, is doing. Reporter Mary Mitzloff has more.
Blue Barn Theater's latest production, Appropriate, is sparking conversations about America's racial history and its lasting impact. While the story follows a family confronting its past, its themes resonate far beyond the stage. Dramaturg Bofield Berry says Omaha, too, has a complex history with race and social justice.
And we are just as complicit in
a history of racism and a history of racial violence as anywhere else. And so it's important for us to keep that history at the top of mind as we move forward, or, I feel people are doomed to repeat it if you don't remember it.
By bringing this play into the classroom, some Omaha educators are using it as a way to connect the past with the present, showing how history shapes our lives and decisions today. That's exactly why Goodrich professor Todd Richardson decided to make appropriate part of his curriculum.
Very specifically, we talked in the class about Will Brown and the lynching of Will Brown in Omaha, and that is an inescapable part of Omaha history, whether we want it to be part of our history or not.
For many students, learning about this history was an eye-opening experience.
It was shocking for a lot of the students. They weren't aware of this. They weren't aware that Omaha was the site of such racialized violence.
As appropriate sparks conversations in the theater and the classroom, the hope is that those discussions continue long after the final curtain falls. Appropriate runs through March 2nd and is recommended for audiences 18 and older. For the Omaha News, I'm Mary Mitzloff.
According to its Instagram, Blueborn Theater's guiding principles are to provoke thought, emotion, action, and change through theater. The venue was created in 1989. To interact with various forms of art, from film making to live theater. There's a little bit of everything. Make sure to join us next week for more Spotlight Omaha highlights.
You are a maverick. You stand ready to change the world. You are an innovator with bold ideas and a vision for the future. You are determined to turn your dreams into reality. You are a leader, committed to making a difference. With Omaha as your campus, you're at the center of it all. Here at UNO, you dare to dream, to innovate, to lead, to shape a brighter future. You are a maverick.
Coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Faded grass to a full.
With Omaha Fashion Week returning for its 17th season, reporter Mare Pritchard explores how one emerging designer is combining her love of music and fashion to create her signature line.
Omaha Fashion Week is the nation's 4th largest event. Local designers, models, photographers, and videographers gather for a chance to showcase their talents. Haley Christopherson, founder of Haley's House, especially appreciates the platform the event brings.
So they have like 10,000 people that attend every year. And so that's just a lot of people that get to see what you're doing, and they're kind of from all over the place. So I think it's important too, because like it shows like other people that it's possible to like show your work, even though like we're in Nebraska.
For Christopherson, fashion is more than just clothing. It's a way for her to merge her passions for creating intricate pieces and her love of music. Her 10-piece line is inspired by McGee's album 2 Stars and the Dream Police.
The album that it's inspired by is very moody and like dark and romantic, and it's about like a hero's journey.
Christofferson attributes much of what makes the event unique to his willingness to bolster local designers and their efforts to mix mediums of art. Veteran model Raven Boyland agrees and sees its potential far into the future.
I think I've been able to see Omaha grow and develop into a bigger city with more things to do, and I think it brings a lot of tourism, which is good for the city, but I think it also inspires people that are younger that might be like interested in designing or interested in art, to just give them like a platform of things to see in a city that they are from.
Omaha Fashion Week aims to provide the community with the unique red carpet experience, showcasing a thriving local fashion ecosystem for all that are involved. For Omaha News, I'm Mayor Pritchard.
Christofferson's line is called Riley and I. It debuts in tomorrow night's showcase.
An art exhibit at the University of Nebraska, Omaha is sparking conversation about gender, identity, and representation in the art world.
The exhibit, titled Experiences in Femininity, highlights the voices of artists exploring what it means to experience femininity in today's world. Director Kennedy Wallman gives her take on the importance of the art being showcased.
An exhibition that's solely based around the idea of feminism and womanhood is super important because we know that a lot of feminine voices aren't fully expressed in the art world.
The juried show features work from students, faculty, and alumni artists at UNO. Submissions were chosen based on technical skills and how they engaged with the theme of femininity. For the first time, the exhibit includes a companion publication featuring creative writing, poetry, and scholarly work, allowing visitors to take a piece of the conversation home with them. Collections manager Julia Malloy discusses how important this change is to those who visit the exhibit.
My hope personally, and I think our hope as a collective group, is that you come and not only view the works, but that you also read about what has been published and then make an interpretation about what femininity means to you through that.
Team members working on the exhibit say the goal is not just to showcase art, but to create an intersectional space where diverse voices are represented and heard equally. For the Omaha News, I'm Madeline Gao.
The exhibit is open to the public at a commercial gallery this year, expanding its reach beyond campus. Organizers hope it continues to grow and spark dialogue for years to come. That's all for today.
And follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at UNO, the Omaha News, or find our website for even more stories at unomahanews.com.
From all of us here at UNO Television, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
There seems to be like this gathering right here of really great minds and really great ideas.
I think it's a great moment, to teach a UNO student.
Being here, I get like a jump start on my journalism career.
I found a lot of people that are interested in like the same things as me.
Sort of a lifetime changing career for me and the best way it could happen.
For more than 20 years, only one program has addressed topics that matter to viewers. Only one program delivers the information that Nebraskans need to live the good life. I'm Kathy Wyatt. Join my guests and me as we discuss those issues every week on a program we call Consider This.